wanna you can hear me say, Papa. I wanna you can hear me say, all get things we wanna say inside this land. So people won't die for before you understand. We all got children going to school. Market woman is selling their goods. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let it be great. No noise, no noise. I never seen no peaceful protest in this land before. Even my papa and my old man tell me it never been before. To all the leaders in this land, take your problem and talk it like men. Going up from heaven to make you understand. Because Baratana, no school. Baratana, no work, nothing to do. Baratana, GSM company rapping it. Investor necessity rapping it. And people they get something they call experience. Let's keep this piece alive, alive. Keep this little piece alive, alive. Yeah, yeah. Let's keep this piece alive, alive, alive. Keep this little piece alive, alive, alive. Oh yeah, Papa. I wanna you can hear me say, oh, Papa. I wanna you can hear me say. All kind of people talking, say the country bread new. I pray to people to fire the people with tunnel and leg new. We all are trying to move ahead. Some people say we might not get there because confusion can butter their bread. Oh, bread. If I go tell myself, jump inside the streets. Oh. Anything happen to me, my family will grieve. Oh. If I go tell myself, jump inside the streets. Oh. Something happen to me, you and your family will leave. Oh. Pick up Baratana, no peace. Oh. Baratana, no ma, everything free. So Baratana, with me and looting with beer, killing and shooting with beer too. Let us learn from the past. Oh, let's keep this piece alive, alive. Keep this little piece alive, alive. Yeah, yeah. Let's keep this piece alive, alive, alive. Keep this little piece alive, alive, alive. Papa, okay. I wanna you can hear me say, Papa, I wanna you can hear me say,
Nothing to go for peace, don't even stop me. You are kind of a war, let me fight peace. No fighting, no undermining. Keeping the peace in a nice surrounding. Don't let the young people say they want to demonstrate. I got no money, they won't get free the benefit. You see, people suffering, tell me now what is the benefit. So my people say no to violence, demonstration, all that thing, and I could our motherland. That you walk. One day we gonna prosper. Keeping the peace in the city and every villages. Nobody, man, I can tell you something negative. Qualification, qualification. We can work together using multiplication. Okay. United we stand, no more division. That whole hands together to save the motherland.
Let's keep this piece alive, alive. Keep this little piece alive, alive. Yeah, yeah. Let's keep this piece alive, alive, alive. Keep this little piece alive, alive, alive. Oh yeah, Papa. I wanna you can hear me say, oh, Papa. I wanna you can hear me say, oh, Papa. I wanna you can hear me say, oh, Papa. I wanna you can hear me say, oh, Papa. I wanna you can hear me say, oh, Papa. I wanna you can hear me say, oh.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women. Welcome to Commanbder J.R. Glapohkpa Chesson talk show. We woke up this morning to 50 plus degrees in Providence, Rhode Island. Also, to some very, very sad news. that there was a terrible storm yesterday in South Africa. Oh, they say it was terrible. Flooding. People died. 300 plus people died in South Africa because of that storm yesterday. We also know that 44 cities in China are locked down because of the coronavirus still. This pandemic is still raging hell in the world. Don't take it lightly. Don't let down your guards. We're still under attack. Take heed and govern yourselves accordingly. My topics for this morning are the massive stealing in Liberia's government must stop, and justice and the rule of law must prevail. 2, collaborating political parties, Saga, continues. And 3, my people on the Buduburam camp, refugee camp in Ghana, are stranded there. They can't work. The Ghanaians give them permanent residence, but not work permit. And we have started this Friends of Rodney Chesson organization and renovated this building. We're going to talk about it today because this week is registration and orientation for the Friends of Rodney Chesson Vocational Self-Help Community Baking School on the Buduburam camp in Ghana. So let me take a break, sip my coffee, and we'll be back to talk about the people's business. Ha! We open Belayara. We're back. The massive stealing in Liberia's government must stop. And justice and the rule of law must prevail. This past week has been terrible in the West African Republic of Liberia. Not even this past week, this is what, Wednesday or Thursday? Just a few days in this week has been terrible. The deaths of our women from the beginning of this administration. I'm not even talking about the past administration. I'm just talking about from the beginning of this administration to what we have going on today in our nation. It's unacceptable. It's intolerable. Our people cannot just murder our women, rape our children, destabilize our society, and think that it's business as usual. No, it's not. It's not business as usual. And this has to and must stop. Look at what's happening in the news. Look at the massive stealing. I mean, just at the JFK hospital, at the Ministry of Health, the institution that we most direly need in our country to take care of our people, the institution that we need to augment and advance so that Liberians can return home. That's one of the reasons stopping Liberians from returning home. No healthcare system in our country. No good medical system in our country. Even a paper cut can kill you. Even you cut your hand from the paper, you can die. No medication in our country. All the medication coming from foreign countries, they're not vetted. I mean, they're not, we don't know whether they're good drugs or not. We don't have the system in place to examine and evaluate the drugs coming into our country. Our health care system is totally a wreck. And the Ministry of Health is no better. Now we got this international organization called Global Fund. They monitor healthcare systems. They have this budget of over 4 billion or million, whatever it is, that they help poor countries augment their health system and build it up. Now Liberian system is so terrible and it's stealing on top of it. It's causing our people to die needlessly. Read the Providence, read the, I always talk about Providence, I live in Providence. Read the front page Africa newspaper, the Liberia premier newspaper. Read that newspaper. Yesterday edition. And what they say about our Ministry of Health. How over $1 million has been stolen just on uselessness, false reports, misusing government funds, misapplication of funds. I mean, the people there doing what they want to do. I told you, this is the problem in our country. Everybody doing what they want to do. It looks like we have no organized system of leadership, of governance, of direction. We have nothing in place. It's supposed to be in place, but everybody just doing everything they want to do. It looks like we're running a tribal government. The Ministry of Justice for the Basso tribe, the Ministry of Health for the Glapohkpa tribe, the Ministry of this for the one other tribe. All our ministries are divided into tribal groups. And the people, those ministries that don't make money, are finding their own ways of making money. Look at the transportation ministry, what they did. They got their own tickets with the police department, with their emblems on it. They bypass the ticket system of the Republic of Liberia. We have our national ticket system, our processing system from the finance ministry. When people pay money, you get receipt, you get everything. These people bypass the system and make their own receipts, collecting $100 from people who they stop for traffic violation, for vehicle violations, charging people $100, taking the money from the people. We don't know where the money going. We don't know who's on the receipt. They got a truck company towing the people car, giving them receipt, and people going there got to pay the $100 to get their car out to this tow truck company that is not listed anywhere in the Liberian government registry. This is just massive stealing. This is massive, massive stealing. How can a country exist like this? Even if we can exist, how can we grow? How can we grow? Our people are starving, no jobs, but yet we're building parks and all these kind of things. What? The recreation supposed to take our mind off the starvation and the unemployment? It can't work. It can't work. That addition and that strategy can't work. It can't work. There has to be more for our society and our culture and our people. We deserve more, man. We deserve better. Ellen Johnson said it failed. I can't put all this on George Weah. George Weah is just ignorant. He just don't know what to do. He's just doing his own thing. Just what an ignorant, dumb person is supposed to do. A person who has no responsibility. A person who has no maturity. A person who's just there to have fun and enjoy life. He's a star. He's a soccer star. That his MO. Play soccer, have girls, have fun, enjoy life, practice, play soccer, have fun, enjoy life. That is MO of an athlete. except you're a scholar athlete. Then it changes because I'm a scholar athlete. I play basketball. I play national basketball in Liberia. I play for the national team, the soccer, the division teams. I tried for the New Star. That wasn't my forte. That wasn't my forte. There was too much competition on the Lone Star. Backbiting and backstabbing. That's why I never bothered with the Liberian New Star. I didn't want to train for it. When they had trials, maybe I went 1 day or 2 days, I did drop out. I was a national star for Barrow. I was national star for my school. I played every sport in the country that was a national sport. I played soccer, basketball, rugby, table tennis. I played every sport. And I was recognized. So I didn't have to play for the national team. I didn't have to try. I was a scholar. Sports were my secondary thing. It's not my primary thing. So it didn't bother me whether I played for the national team. After my school days, my basketball era ended. It wasn't no big thing. But all of this is just to say we have a foundation in everything. And we can't let it go. We can't let it go because of uselessness. Because of people who don't understand that there was something there before they came. And those things were put in place because of laws, because of rules, because of regulations that we had to follow. And because we follow these rules and regulations, our country is what it is today, that they can excel to these positions and seek to lead our people. But when you come to these positions with only intention of stealing and having fun and just ruling the people and not giving the people a voice, that's a problem. And this is where we're going in our country right now. It has become so bad. The stealing is so bad that people don't want to be prosecuted. So to stop prosecution or any thought of prosecution, shut their mouths up. Shut their mouths up. Eliminate some people. Punish some people. Make people run away from the system. And this is where we go back to the 1980s with Samuel Doe, with our coup d'etat that led to our civil war. You see what right now, where we are in 1979, when we're having rice riots. When rice, our primary staple, was the main source of violence in our country. The staple food we eat every day, rice, which should be a primary interest of the government to ensure that our people are fed, that there's enough of rice in the country, that it is governed. Not even that, that dependency. In this day and age, we're supposed to be growing our own rice. Or we don't eat no damn rice in Liberia. Because if we have the potential and the people, the manpower to grow our own food, especially our stable food rice, why are we importing rice? There will be no importation of rice in Liberia. No. All of us will eat country rice or die. You can't eat country rice, eat doko, eat potato, eat yam, eat something, eat kala. But nobody will eat foreign rice in my country. Are you crazy? How will we develop our country? Do you know what it means when we eat our domestically grown rice? There are many ramifications just by us eating our homegrown rice. Our industry grows. Our people get paid. Their lives change. They value work. They value work because when you work and getting paid for your work, you value it. Because you know if you don't work, you ain't getting paid. You ain't getting that fun and enjoyment that you enjoy, that you have with the money that you got from working. So you go back to work. That's the incentive to work. Because when you work, you get paid, you can benefit yourselves. So when we go and eat our own rice, that encourages us to build our farming industry, to ensure that our farmers go to work and grow, to ensure that the necessities are provided for these people to enhance their farming strategies, mechanism, whatever it is. But once we begin to eat our own food and don't depend on foreign food, there are many things that will open up under us. And we don't have to force ourselves. It doesn't have to be a socialist ideal to come and say, oh, we'll stop eating this, we have revolution. No, the revolution starts from the mind, not from the hands, from the mind. And that's where the Liberian revolution failed. Because people came to muscle our government out of position. The revolution does not start with the hands, it starts with the minds. You change the minds. When you change the minds, the people begin to look at things differently and say, no, we got to change this. This is not right. This is not what we strive for, what we put in our constitution, what we believe in. Our constitution is a revolutionary mechanism. But because we do not respect law and order and the rule of law, we do not value our constitution. But our constitution is revolutionary. It's the will of the people. It's the ideal of the people. We, the people, our emblem tells us that this whole thing is revolutionary. It comes to us, and within us, it develops and brings out that integrity of patriotism and loyalty within us. That's why democracy is so great. Unlike socialism, you see, socialism, everything is force. The people can do this. It's tyranny of the majority. No, democracy is free will based on our beliefs and our system of integrity. Where do we stand? That's why Liberia is falling today, because our leaders have no integrity. When you can just steal and lie and just try to bamboozle the people just on foolishness, to uplift yourself, augment your own standing in the society, there's a problem. That democracy will crumble. It will crumble because it's not based on sincerity and integrity. It's based on lies and falsehood and betrayal. So when we honor ourselves and believe in our constitution, what it tells us, because that's the only document in our country where all the citizens vote for. That's the only thing, that's the only document that all vote for to approve. The legislature has nothing to do with our constitution. We ourselves vote to ratify the constitution, say, yeah, this is what we want, because it's a we the people. That's what distinguishes our constitutional law from statutory law. Yes, the lawmakers can handle certain things that we don't really care about. But when it comes to the overall consciousness of what the Republic of Liberia is all about, it's about we the people. If we the people don't put our hands in it, it's not for all of us. That's why that's the only instrumentality of governance that every one of us vote on. No other law in the country, all the Liberian people can approve. That's the only law. And that's why we wanted to have the ratification the other day. Remember the referendum? Because there are certain things in the Constitution the legislature alone cannot change. The people got to change it. We, the people, got to change it, not the legislature. The legislature can only handle the things that are that locally need to be changed. You know, certain things that, I don't know what, they deal with citizenship, foreign policy, all those kind of things. Those are not things that we, the people, really deal with. Those are things outside the realm of our understanding. So they give it to the legislature. Say, yeah, deal with that. Okay? When things get more complicated, they take that out of the realm of the legislature. That's how government works. When things get really complicated, they take it out of the realm of the legislature. And where they put it? In the realm of the judiciary. That's where we have our technocrats, people who are trained to deal with every situation in our society and resolve it. That's why our judiciary is the focal point of maintaining and sustaining our system of democracy. When our judiciary fails, our society fails. And that's what happened to Liberia right now. We are on the brink of self-destruction because our judiciary has failed. It is one of the most corrupt instrumentality in our society. And when our judiciary is that bad and the people are not assured justice and the rule of law, there's chaos, anarchy. And we are headed to anarchy right now because there's no rule of law. Everybody doing what they want to do. And when everybody does what they want to do, there can be no system of good governance and leadership. We always fall by the wayside because that's what we call taking one step forward and two steps backward because we want to succeed at something, but because of our own weaknesses, we lack these abilities to advance ourselves because of our own idiosyncrasies. We fail time and time again because our system of democracy must be continued and renewed. It must be continued and renewed. And look at Liberia leadership. All our leaders won't serve for 9, 10 years. The democracy will fail. Our system will fail because you got corruption right there. When people serve in a system of democracy for 9, 10 years in a stretch, there can be no good leadership. Those are criminals. If you serve 2 terms of 9 years, that's 20 years almost as a lifetime under the law. 20 years is considered a lifetime. So just 2 terms of office can make you a senator for life. That's not right. There is no renewance in the system. You have one man serving for 9 years. If that man is corrupt and useless, the whole system is corrupt. One bad apple can corrupt the whole system if that apple is influential and powerful. So we have one man. Even you can say what you can say. Oh well, but did the man collect elected over and over and over? He's still corrupt. Yes, at least let the people elect him. If you know the man is corrupt, and you see from his behavior in the Senate and his functions that they are corrupt, and he runs for position again and you elect him, it's up to you. Then the whole system is corrupt. That's what happened to the Liberian society. Because we have war laws and criminals leading us today from our war, people who have murdered people, killed and robbed people, raped and deceived people, they're still leading us today. That shows that our whole society is corrupt. Then we can't cry for justice. How can we cry for justice? The very people we got leading us are people who are killers and murderers and lawless. They have been lawless during the war. They are still not, they will become lawful people overnight. The same people that used to kill and eat human beings are now lawmakers. You think they will change their behavior overnight when their positions are threatened? When they are threatened with going to war crimes court and for being punished? You think they will just change overnight and become law abiding and say, oh yeah, just put me in jail. I don't care, bring the war crimes. You think they'll do that? You must be crazy. You must be crazy. We the only country in Africa, I think there was somebody was saying that take war laws and war criminals. Since 2000, our war ended. This is 2022. These people are still ruling us. 22 years after our Civil War ended, our warlords and war criminals and murderers and economic rules are still leading us today. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Do we have any rights to cry out for justice? How can we cry out for justice when the same people that kill our people for 14 years have ruled us for 22 years? Then we want justice. I rest my case. That's my lesson for this morning. If the stealing must stop, we got to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves and understand. Aruta continua. Let's go, Attorney Commanbder.
Given the fact that our government is among the poorest in the world, our country is among the poorest in the world, I take exception, respectful exception, Excellency, that the government of Liberia will offer to underwrite or make a donation to ULA, which is an independent organization.
So it's good to be back. My second topic, collaborating political parties, Saga, continues. These people, they can't get tired. 1 minute they want to be together, 1 minute they want to choke each other. The next minute they're deceiving each other, want to tear each other apart. Now they in court fighting each other, trying to stop each other from putting candidates and party candidates in the various electoral positions. We are people that are so confused, man. I mean, is this some ramification from the war where we need mental health care? Is this some kind of failure from our societal bearings or what? I don't know what it is. But what's wrong with us, man? What's wrong with us? Something got to be wrong with us. So let's take a minute, because just before I came on my show, Joe Parker, I came on to make a statement. You know, right now our country is in a state of unrest. We're barely hanging by the string. This whole thing will blow up soon, and people will start fighting in the streets soon. It's coming. It's coming. Because most of us today have forgotten what happened during our war era. Most of you people are young kids now. So 1980 is out of sight. You don't even remember nothing from 1980. There are us from 1980 who's still living. We're telling you, man, this thing don't look right. It's a repeat of what happened in 1980. But you'll understand what we're seeing when the things fall apart. Because it's falling apart small. You hear the same Musability were telling his people go to the court today, or 40,000 of y'all show up to the court. Then the other party was saying all of y'all show up to the court today. That's how we tat. We're coming to have a Manchester United and Leeds United football fans gathering at the courthouse today. That's the British football teams coming to meet together. The clubs. And you like football? They're coming to heaven now. They're coming to see real football in Liberia now. When people start kicking each other, you don't believe it? They're coming. It almost happened the other day when everybody was running. George Weah, they can't handle this thing. They can't. When the people decide to move, they will move. When the people decide that justice is not coming forward and enough is enough, they will move. No police can stop them. No tear gas. You all know what happened in Liberia before. Huh? When Trouble got on the air and almost cried because the police couldn't stop the people. All the shooting they did, all the killing they did, they couldn't stop the people. TWT. War is not good. Look at in America right here. When the people got up and went to the Capitol building, the police could stop them? No. Nobody could stop the people. When the people get mad, the people are enraged. Nobody can stop them. And that's what they call mob justice or mob violence. But when our leaders don't hear, when our leaders feel that they're so invincible, that they can build invincible park and all of that to demonstrate the invincibility of the people, when our leaders feel that they are all powerful, that they're smart, they can lead the people, they can deceive the people and tell the people, do this, and the people will do it. And the people just talk, just tell them anything, they will shut up. They are talking society. You will learn. You will learn that every dog has his day. Every dog has his day. Every day for thief man, one day for master. The same thing the other way. Every day for talk. One day for talk to end. So if we want to keep the peace, we have to put pressure on our government. Keeping the peace and having people silence us will not benefit our country. The only way we keep the peace is to keep on the government, to protest, to demonstrate, to let the government know that you are a government operating at the will of the people. And when we don't like what you're doing, we stand in the street. You see how they arrested all the protesters yesterday and they were yelling? We got to do it. We got to do it or change when things will not change in our country, because we can see that no matter what kind of peaceful means we prefer, these people don't mean to govern our country peacefully. Look at all the murders going on. Look at them, they said a Lebanese man killed Princess and the police got him. 1 minute the police said there's no foul play. Now the people are raising hell and they want answers. Now all of a sudden the police got a Lebanese man in custody. How did they get a Lebanese man in custody? So we come to find out that these people being in custody the whole while, but they've been trying to free them by accepting bribe. This has been going on in Liberia for so long, man. This what happened on the top of people with Lebanese people escaping the country, and all this brought big problem on the top of government too. We can punish our own people, but when we come to punish foreigners, we want to take money from them, right, and let them run out of the country. It got to stop. It got to stop. They don't do us like that in America. Yeah, you commit crime in America, you go to jail. You commit crime in Liberia, you go to jail. You Lebanese, you Chinese, you American, you Russian, I don't give a damn who you are. You could commit a crime in the country, you go to jail. And that is supposed to be. That is supposed to be. But when our people, through their inferiority complexes, feel that they should treat our people differently than they treat other criminals or foreign nationals. Foreign nationals. That's a serious problem. You punish our people when you take bribes from foreigners to let them go after they kill our people with impunity. And we come in foreign lands and commit crime. They put it in jail like their own people, and we do time. What is this? What's wrong with our country, man? The traditional people fought for this moment. Our indigenous people fought for this moment to free yourselves from the conquered regime. You fought for this moment, man. Now the opportunity is here, and you're using it to destroy our country. What was the use of this conquered country bullshit? It was stupidness. Eh? Our indigenous people fought for the opportunity to rise and be free. Now the opportunity is here and you're just throwing it away, man. You're just throwing it away and acting like you don't value nothing. You don't understand anything. Nothing matters to you. It's not the way that life runs, man. It can't run like that. It can't operate like that. You will lose time and time again. And here's the example. Listen to Joseph Walker. Let me bring it up. Because the collaborating political parties have shown to us that our educated people are too deceitful within themselves to work together. Everybody want to be leader. Everybody can't be leaders. Everybody can't be at the top. You can't be deceitful in everything you do. When you come together and say you stand for something, stand for something. But don't come together and say you stand for something that you got that underground motives of deception and greed and lie. You can't do that. You can't do that. And this is what's killing our society because we got men who are deceitful and liars. You can't trust the men of our society when men just lie and can't be trusted and are just deceitful. There's no society because the men are the people that are supposed to uphold the society. And when you have men in a system of democracy with no integrity, the system of democracy falls and fails. So let's listen to Joe Walker. Let him tell us what happened in this whole saga with the CPP. He was on this morning. I was fortunate to catch him. So let's hear what our boss, our chief, got to say. Let's hear what Big Joe got to say to us. Let me reload this. Sometimes you got it. It's been sitting for so long.
Good morning. Good morning. Members of the press, fellow Liberians, I'm Joseph Buduburam. I'm a vice president of Liberia and Commanbder of the Unity Party. I'm again seizing this opportunity to address you on our plea for citizens of foreign countries with embassies accredited near the capital and our development partners. The National Election Commission and EC of Liberia, under the leadership of Mr. Buduburam, over the last 24 hours, immediate the local county senatorial by-election day to preach knowledge. We, the Unity Party, take notice with very serious concern in the name of the candidate, Mr. Glapohkpa is not amongst those being declared as one of the provisional aspirants even though we have met all the requirements provided under our election laws and our Constitution. We take serious note of the reason given by the NSC, and we are therefore following very keenly and critically the activities of the ongoing hearings at the NSC headquarters. While our capable team of lawyers are making quality representation on our behalf, of which we are very pleased, we are nevertheless aware of the undertones of the hearings, which now needs to attempt to deprive the Unity Party of fielding our senatorial candidate in the local 2022 by-election and presidential other candidates in 2023 elections. We are also concerned that any delay in giving the Unity Party candidate a full clearance is a deliberate attempt in a plan to delay this campaign and give others due advantage. Let me emphasize again that the Unity Party and the people of Luther have had enough and will not continue to accept being insulted, disrespected, and disenfranchised by the weird order. Make no mistake that our position taken in the disenfranchisement of local citizens in the case of the Senator-elect Brian Saga was not from the position of weakness. Any attempt to exclude the Unity Party from its legitimate and constitutional rights to contest as a registered political party, once ruling part of Liberia, would be a direct infringement of the political participation of hundreds of thousands of Liberian voters who will be disenfranchised, gullible, and subsequently exposed to matters that could have national security concerns. Therefore, I, Joseph Buduburam, former Vice President of Liberia and Senate Commanbder of the Unity Party, I'm sending the clearing call to the National Election Commission again that it is our expectation that NSC will do the right thing. Let me again state categorically that there will be no final listing of the National Election Commission public local county by-election senatorial list that will not have the name of the Unity Party. And thus, I must repeat that we expect the NSC to do the right thing. NSC, by the way, was set up to do the right thing and to avoid election fear at all times. Finally, let me say this in the strongest word that I remain resolute on my unflinching commitment to the people of Norfolk County, Unity Party partisans, and supporters around the country and the diaspora, that as your leader and torchbearer, I am sufficiently prepared and will do anything within my means to ensure that no one local citizen will again be disrespected, disenfranchised under my leadership during 2022 local senatorial race. Let me also make it clear the wrongs we are fighting to correct in local will not also be accepted in any other political subdivision in Nigeria. As we await the final outcome of the NEC nomination committee scrutiny panel, we pray that God will guide the decision making of all those involved. Let us together do everything to keep Liberia peaceful. May God bless the works of our hands and save our state. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. That was the former vice president of the Republic of Liberia and standard bearer of the Collaborating Political Parties, CPP of Liberia, Joseph Numa Boka, giving us his statement and the ultimatum that Dopa will feed a candidate from the UP. So this is where we stand. And the case supposed to be ongoing today at the National Election Commission to resolve this issue of whether Unity Party can field candidates in this coming senatorial election in Lofa County or any other election in Liberia. Because ANC, Alexander Cummings' party, the Alternative National Congress, and Musa Ability's Liberty Party are claiming that Section 8.5 of the framework document that is before the NEC from the CPP forbids any party from fielding candidates in any electoral race once they leave the CPP. So they're saying that according to Section 8.5, you can leave based on a 2/3 vote by the National Election or Committee, party committee. But when they vote for you to leave, you can leave. But the name of the party stays with the CPP. You cannot take that name. So here we are with a situation in December. Joseph Boka, the ALP left the party, withdrew. Joseph Boka and his UP withdrew. They said that they informed the committee, they did everything, but Section 8.5 states that whether you did everything or not, you cannot leave with the party name. So this is where we are at the Election Commission with the CPP, all four of the parties. These parties were fussing. They came together to oppose George Weah, but it looked at George Weah has infiltrated them, and they don't know where they stand no more. So if we don't have any violence, if we can keep the peace, we'll see where this is all going to. TWT, as Liberian people say, time will tell. That's the end of my topic on this matter. Time to conclude my third topic, my Buduburam refugee camp Liberian community in Ghana. If you all been watching my videos on YouTube, we have bought everything we need to start the school. Tomorrow and Saturday will be registration and orientation. On Monday, the 18th of April, the Friends of Rodney Chesson Self-Help Community Vocational Baking School on the Buduburam refugee camp in Ghana will officially open. And the people on the camp will be starting a baking vocational school. You also know that I have another building that I need to renovate for our sewing and computer literacy class. I'm still asking for donations from the public. This project with the baking school, I started it 3 or 4 months ago, and we have completed it now because of donation from friends and people in the community leaders. We had Mr. Benjamin Green, who donated $500. These are the top donors now. The Sunrise Forever Group in Rhode Island donated $500. And we got a hefty donation from Rhode Island Congressman David Cicilline, who is a staunch supporter of Liberians wherever we are. So, with these major donations and a few other from people in the community, 200 here, 200 there, we were able to put this thing together. We were able to re-roof the whole building. We were able to put bar window bars at the window, bars below the door. We put a new door. We put a fan. We ran electricity. We built a industrial oven. We built 2 industrial ovens, a big super one and a small one. And we also built an industrial cabinet, a masterpiece of a cabinet. So all of these are in place now. Last weekend, the group got together and cleaned up the place, cleaned it up. The photos are on Facebook on my page. Facebook, Rodney Chesson, you can go there and check it out. It's on Twitter and all these places I've been putting it up. Everywhere I can put it up. So go there and check it out. See what friends of Rodney Chesson do in Ghana. These are people who really needed help. The same thing I told them to do, I've been telling people in my community, but people don't listen. When I tell the people we can do this, we have the ability to do this, we can do this, they say, oh man, no, you think you're talking don't make sense. We won't depend on government. We are government people. I'm not a government man. I'm a community man. I believe we can come together, put our resources together, and help ourselves. Government is there, yes, but government is there not there to carry us. We carry government. Government don't carry us. We got the whole thing backwards. You see, we have to build up our government. Our government don't build us up. We're not Eula people. You know that Eula people, these educated people in Eula, who have no sense of loyalty and patriotism, they do that kind of thing. They come here with all the PhD. They try to steal from the Liberian people. We're not Eula people. Get that money. They get rid of that money. And look at this other man here. He come here. Liberian people ain't got no school, no water, no nothing in our country. Right now, we're suffering. No light in the whole country. Planes can't land in the country. They automatically offer Liberian people in this country $300,000. You see the shit?
To underwrite or make a donation to UNA. Given the fact that our government is among the poorest in the world, our country is among the poorest in the world, I take exception, respectful exception, Excellency, that the government of Liberia will offer to underwrite or make a donation to UNA as an independent.
So that is why our people suffering all over the world, man. Our government either mismanaging funds, stealing funds, misappropriating funds, misallocating funds. Everything is just miss, miss. Yeah, we suffer in Africa. We suffer in Africa. But my people don't take your minds all of that. Concentrate on my people on the Buduburam camp in Ghana. I need your money. I need your help. I can do it. See, in 4 months, I built a vocational baking school. I need another 2, 3 months to build a computer and literacy sewing school. Please give me money. Please give me money. Let us do things for our people that we can. We are depending on government. The time of the Liberian people is now. Abuta. Continua. My class is done. I hope you have a good day. I look forward to teaching you my final talk. Today is what? Wednesday or Thursday? Well, whatever it is. I got a few more days before the weekend. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Have a good day, my people. And hang with the Tony Commander, J.R.